This man sold an entire nation that didn't exist, put hundreds of lives in danger, stole fortunes, ruined families, and cemented a legacy as one of the darkest scammers in history.
Picture this. You're walking down a cobblestone street and you suddenly feel the chill of the morning fog as you clutch the papers that promise a new life in a faraway land. You make your way to the port, envisioning the opportunities you've been promised. But as you step foot on the boat, a creeping doubt begins to settle in. Was this all too good to be true?
But to first understand where this worry came from, we need to go back. Money Costs posts a new video every single week. Get involved. This is Gregor MacGregor. He was born on Christmas Eve, 1786, in the tiny Scottish town of Glengyle. He came from a family with a famous name, but almost no money. The MacGregors had a colourful past in the Highlands, once outlawed, now only respected by name. So from the start, Gregor learned a lesson that would shape his entire life.
Appearances can carry more power than truth. At 16, he joined the British Army and he was sent to defend Guernsey from a French invasion that never came. But MacGregor found something far more valuable than combat. A wealthy young woman named Maria Bowater. Beautiful, rich, and well-connected, she was a prize for any soldier. MacGregor had a vast amount of riz, and he used it to marry Maria, gaining access to her fortune. And with her money, he bought the rank of captain and transferred to Gibraltar, living in complete safety and luxury while avoiding any real danger.
What a wimp. Returning to Scotland in 1810, MacGregor paraded his status, wealth, and military achievements, and even claimed that he had been knighted. But no one could actually verify this, as this was the 1800s and they didn't have Google. So naturally, everyone believed him. And with this, his ego grew, feeding on the admiration of friends and strangers alike. But when Maria, his wife, died in 1811, MacGregor lost his financial safety net. But that didn't stop him. He travelled to Venezuela, where a war for independence offered new opportunities. Using his self-made reputation, he became a cavalry officer and mingled within the elite. There, he married once again, this time to a relative of Simon Bolivar, an extremely wealthy individual he fought alongside.
He spent the next years rising through the ranks to Brigadier General. The respect, at last, was real, and he loved every second of it. But leadership wasn't his strong suit, because in 1816, he commanded over 600 men, but the campaign quickly collapsed. Bolivar fled, leaving MacGregor and his troops standing in swamps, fighting off a swarm of enemies. Starving, exhausted, and facing near certain death, they somehow survived a grueling march back to safety.
This escape made Greg a hero in Venezuela, but he used the fame to feed his ego rather than actually help anyone. And MacGregor's schemes didn't stop there. He promised land in Florida to mercenaries for their help, even though he owned none. He collected their gold and supplies, then completely abandoned them.
And another time, in Panama, he briefly took a city, lounged around getting drunk, and fled when the Spanish counterattacked, leaving many men to perish. So his pattern was painfully clear: personal gain and zero accountability.
And that brings us up to Greg's ultimate fraud, Poyais. He claimed he owned vast amounts of land on the Mosquito Coast. He declared it a country and named himself Prince Gregor MacGregor. He created fake maps, guides, and documents describing a thriving city, fertile farmland, and rivers of gold. Back in London, he built fake offices, sold land certificates and government bonds, and convinced over 500 investors to buy in.
Settlers arrived expecting paradise, but what they found was swamp, jungle, and endless mosquitoes.
A prehistoric Benidorm.
More than 200 men, women, and children all died from malaria and yellow fever. Some were rescued, but MacGregor just kept selling this dream for another 15 years, even moving to France to repeat the scam. He was eventually caught, but only served 6 months, After being released, he returned to Venezuela to live on his pension until his death in 1845.
Not really a bad ending for such a ruthless, scamming tyrant. Gregor MacGregor didn't just sell land, he sold lies and an entire nation that never existed. He exploited everyone around him, including wives, soldiers, settlers, and investors, whilst always flaunting his fake livelihood and always walking away richer, more admired, and with a fatter ego.